Milpitas is great. You know? And I think that it's time that we really live up to the potential of that greatness. For the longest time, we have been in this phase of recovering from a different time, from a much more complicated Milpitas, a much more a much less transparent Milpitas, a much less tolerant Milpitas. We've recovered from that. I think that that recovery took time. And, I didn't choose the cards that were dealt to me, right? When I came in, I knew that, we had a lot of work to do. And, we enacted a lot of government reforms. We have been through, changing administrations, and rebuilding an administration from the ground up. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It's something that, up until recently, are we finally able to say, hey, I think we finally, got it now. And from there, I think that it's time to build on that confidence, that you go from, I think we got it, to we got this, and really instill that in our residents, in our workers, in our job creators, our employers, attracting new businesses, getting BART up and actually running, all things to look forward to. And I'm hopeful that it'll be up and running this time around. And I'm hopeful that when it does get up and running, that it will be smooth. That, I would hate for it to have any hiccups and whatnot, having been delayed for so long. So there's really no excuse when it opens.
Yeah. Well, at least now this year they have an excuse on why if it gets delayed again. They have we couldn't work on it for a couple months, and at least they would have an excuse this year. But
yeah, but I mean, it's operations in general, I think have need a lot of reform to begin with. That this whole pandemic and whatnot, it came, after the fact that they had all these issues, right? Like the coronavirus didn't get a black guy arrested for eating, a sandwich. That was BART, right? I think it's important that we take this time, this extra have to really reflect on, what we can do better. And I'm not just referring to, BART and BTA. I'm talking about government as a whole, right? After we, move back to, I guess, normalcy, this extra time that we have, I hope that we're able to really define, where we want to go forward and how we want to be as leaders, as government, going forward. Because I think for the first time, a lot of people are actually looking at, people who work in government are really looking at the role of government. Because before, a lot of the time, government has been political, government has been bureaucracy, government has been policy. But for government to really, share in its obligation to serve the people, to care for its residents, I think that's what has been able to come out of this.